The Joe Rogan Experience.
Is it true that you invented the walk away with the explosion behind you?
Yeah, that was
You
accident.
invented
Yeah,
that?
yeah. If you can look at all the compilations, it starts with Desperado.
Wow.
Because it was an accident. I didn't think, this is what happened. So in Desperado, in the script, it says he throws some grenades over the side of this building to blow up the bad guys, and him and Salma walk away. It was just supposed to see some body parts fly. It was just a grenade, it wasn't supposed to be a nuclear explosion. Just some body parts, some shrapnel, and some smoke. But it's 2 stories up, and we get there, and we're shooting so fast. I went to my poor effects guy who was just, so busy just having done a big shootout. And I went, man, I know you don't have body parts we didn't ask for, but do you have anything we can just throw? It's so high up. Is there anything you can launch up there? And he goes, no, I don't have anything. So I need something to come up because I wanted some shit to fly up behind him. And he goes, I'll give you a fireball. I said, fireball? Like what? It'll go up 60 feet, but it's propane, so it's going to burn off like that. How fast does it burn off? Like that. So, okay, I'll shoot slow motion. Okay, we'll shoot slow motion. I tell the actors, just keep walking. Don't turn around because it's supposed to be pretty big and it might be really hot. I don't want you to singe your eyebrows. Just walk fast. Walk fast and determined, but I'm going to shoot. It's going to feel funny, but when I shoot it in slow motion, it'll look like you're just walking normal speed and it'll slow down the explosion. Well,
Whoa.
It looks fantastic. I remember
There
when I
it
showed.
is.
Yeah, it looks. See, they're just walking. They don't know. Look at Tonio's just like, look at her. She's just like so calm. But if you sped that up and played it in normal motion, it goes by like that.
It's crazy because that scene has been copied so many times.
It became an action staple. Look, so
they even
this
used
movie-
it for Fear Factor.
Yeah,
Now that I'm thinking about it, we used it for one of the ads for Fear Factor. This is me walking away, and they blew some shit up behind me.
because it's just like it's this cool attitude and with the
Yes.
music.
I thought it was the dumbest shit ever.
When I
because
first
it was
saw-
a TV show
Oh no,
about
but it's
people
still
eating
funny.
dicks.
Well,
it wasn't
it's
an
kind of
action
silly
movie.
there, but it was just an accident. Again, the accidents
There
that
it
you
is.
stumble upon. There you go. All right.
That's
That's where that came
hilarious.
from. So that came out in August of 1995. Just 6 months later, Dusk Till Dawn came out, and I made that. I enjoyed it so much.
I fucking love that movie.
Oh, thanks.
I love that movie.
I showed this explosion shot, the movie to Jim Cameron, and he was watching it. I was waiting for because he was doing movies like Terminator 2, blowing the shit out of everything. So I was wondering if he'd like my little rinky-dink thing, and his hand went up in the air when he saw that moment. So I thought, okay, I'm doing that. I'm going to do that in Dusk Till Dawn. Dusk Till Dawn, I had it where the actors come out doing the dialogue though, and the explosion just keeps going, and they're walking away while having a conversation.
Yeah.
So within 6 months, you saw 2 versions of that. So people just started doing. You see it in Man and Fire. You see like whole compilations of it. But it's
That's got to be
accident.
weird for you. Like you're like, bitch, that's mine.
No, because it wasn't mine. Again, it came.
course, I know.
If I
Right,
had
you're right,
engineered
you're right.
it, yeah, I'd be really smart. But again, like I said, I'm not that smart. Sometimes
But
you
it's got to
stumble
be pretty
upon.
cool that it's become like a part of like action films.
Yeah.
Dusk Till Dawn is so. First of all, who knew Quentin Tarantino would play such a good fucking psychopath? Who knew?
What's so fun is he's in Desperado now. I met him on the film festival circuit. So in 1992, we both had movies with guys in black in violent movies. In fact, I met him at the Toronto Film Festival for Reservoir Dogs. I had mariachi because they put us on a panel together to discuss violence in the movies in the 90s, even though it was only 92. And so we met there, became friends, and he said, my next movie's in Pulp Fiction. And I just thought, this crazy guy, he's so funny. And I said, I'm going to write him into Desperado. It was before he did Pulp Fiction or any of that. So by the time Desperado came out, Pulp Fiction was a phenomenon. And then people cheer when he walks on set. But when we were doing that 4 Rooms, here's another thing that came from 4 Rooms. If I hadn't done 4 Rooms, it'd be no Dusk Till Dawn. When we're doing 4 Rooms, he takes me into a room and he starts reading me. And it's on the internet, I put it out. Him reading me the first scene of Kill Bill. This was 8 years before he made the movie. And then he said, my very first script I wrote, and I didn't get paid shit for, like $1,500, was Dusk Till Dawn. And now, because of the success of Pulp Fiction, they want to make all my old stuff. And these producers have it. I didn't get paid dick, so I'll do a rewrite, and you and I will go in together. You should be the director because it takes place in Mexico, and you're Mexican. So I was like, all right.
Wow.
That's the second time he read me the scene in 2001. There's one video where he's even younger in 4 Rooms reading me a second version of it. So over the years he would read. We had an office next to each other when I was writing Desperado and he was writing Pulp Fiction. So he'd read out scenes. There he is. And I would read out, show him scenes from Desperado.
Fuck.
And we just became friends there. He was originally going to make Pulp Fiction for TriStar, and then they passed on it because they thought It's weird. It's long. And he did it for Miramax.
Did he want to be the serial killer?
I asked him to, because I knew he liked acting, and I just knew him as a person. Like a lot of times, I'll cast somebody just by meeting them. I'm going to cast you in because you realize there's something about them that captures you that's going to just be magnified when you put it 50 feet on screen. That's why I've discovered a lot of talent that way. That's how I found Salma. I just knew she was going to be it. But he was so great. And I thought, this is a really fun character. I bet he likes act. I can get a performance out of him, and he'll come in with a take on it. So I said, I'll do Dusk Till Dawn. Would you be interested in playing Richie? He goes, I'd love to play Richie. So, okay, well, so he was the first person we cast. And he's fantastic in it. He's really great. He's really scary. He got all into character.
He was terrifying.
Kind of had this really cool haircut. I showed him a picture of Burt Reynolds in Deliverance. I said, dude, you got the haircut of Deliverance. That was really cool. He's like, oh, wow. He just really slipped into it. And it was always in character, and he was always intense on the set. It was really fun to see him get to do that.
He was very believable.
I've forgotten that Dusk Till Dawn came out of that as well. So that's the third one out of that
That's
four
awesome.
rooms. That thing gave and gave and gave.
Dusk Till Dawn was so fun because it was two different movies. It was like this.
That's
crime.
why it couldn't get made. So when he
Really?
first wrote it, he couldn't get made because so this is what happened. The effects company hires him, and they said, we want a movie that'll showcase our effects in this vampire bar. It's about two brothers that go to a vampire bar. Quentin starts writing. He starts writing Quentin style, where he gets way into the brothers. So much into the brothers that it turns into like a Desperate Hours type movie. For half the movie, he waits half the movie to get to the bar. So now, for financiers, it's now like a mixed bag. It's like two movies in one, right?
Right.
But it was a negative then. It was like, this movie's all wrong. It's like suddenly it's one thing, and then suddenly it turns into a vampire bar. We can't make this. But then Pulp Fiction comes out. And now everybody wants to make it. Oh, it's two movies in one. It's great. Whole different perspective change. Well, a little success will do for you. 4 rooms. Oh, 4 rooms. Oh, yeah, it's 4 rooms. 4 times the fun, So you never know. So I told Quentin, let's make it right now, because we made it our next movie right after 4 rooms. So Desperado, 4 rooms. So Desperado came out in August 1995. 4 rooms in December. Dusk Till Dawn was in January. That's how fast those came out. We were working that fast back then.
Wow.
So I said, let's make this right now, because you're starting to steal from the script. That's Ezekiel's speech that Sam Jackson says in Pulp Fiction. That's from the original Dusk Till Dawn script.
Really?
He just took it. He was pulling stuff out of it because it was just like not going to get made.
Scrapping an old car.
So I said, before it gets picked clean, let's go make this thing.